we are into the next part of our discussion. The next part of our discussion. So that is the regulation of breathing. That is what we should be discussing. So far we have seen the various aspects related to the breathing and exchange of gases. From the beginning, various respiratory organs, different kinds of animals, what was breathing, and the breathing structures that are there in the humans, right? Beginning with the external nostrils, ending with the alveoli. Then you have seen the mechanism of breathing, yes, and followed by exchange of gases, followed by transportation of gases, two respiratory gases, isn't it? That is oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now, the regulation of the so-called breathing process that we have learned so far. How this regulation happens in the body. The regulation of breathing primarily is the function of central nervous system in our body, right? The regulation of breathing occurs because of the central nervous system, right? This is the primary regulatory body in our body, right? Regulatory system in our body to regulate the breathing process according to the needs that arise as a result of normal functioning of the body, and whenever the situation arises primarily. So what are the regions, the regulatory regions that are present in the body? We can identify three primary regions which play a role in the regulation of the breathing or the ventilation or the respiration. All these three terms are of same meaning. One is the respiratory rhythm center. As the name indicating here, it maintains the respiratory rhythm. What is this so-called respiratory rhythm? The rhythm relates here that the breathing per minute. If you remember, recall, we have discussed that is 12 to 16 times, isn't it? 12 to 16 times per minute. So that's what we have seen. So this rhythm has to be maintained for the healthy functioning of body, and this rhythm will be maintained. Right? This rhythm will be maintained as a result of the medulla oblongata overseeing this function. So that is why the respiratory rhythm center, which is present in the medulla oblongata, that is the primary regulatory center that is in the human body. And the next one that we have is pneumotoxic center. Pneumotoxic center. The primary one is respiratory rhythm center, and the next one is the pneumotoxic center. We can identify that here. In the diagram, we have the cerebellum, followed by the pons, hindbrain parts, right? The pons, and we have the medulla oblongata. So this is the primary regulatory rhythm center, and we have the pons here. And this pons is called as pneumotoxic center. Pneumotoxic center, what does it do? What does it do is this in coordination with the medulla oblongata, maintains maintains the breathing at a rate. That means it can alter the breathing pattern. The need arises, right? That's why it is called as pneumotoxic center. Say for example, when you are exercising, your breathing should be increased, right? So it's not sufficient. Normal amount of oxygen that is being brought in is not going to be sufficient for your increased body needs. As a result of that, the breathing should be increased. Your normal breathing pattern has to be altered, has to be changed, so that alteration, the breathing pattern alteration, is being taken care by pneumotoxic center that is there in the parts. Both are, if you see, are present in the hindbrain itself. And the next one that we have is the chemosensitive area, right? So the chemosensitive area, you can see here chemosensitive, that means it is sensitive to some chemicals, right? It is sensitive to some chemicals. What are these chemicals is, these are CO2 and H plus ions. CO2 and H plus ions. If there is an increase in these chemicals, right? If there is an increase in the CO2 and if there is increase in the H plus ion concentration, and these will be detected. These will be detected in certain areas. We call them as chemosensitive areas. What are these areas? One is the medulla oblongata again, which is right close to the respiratory rhythm center. Right? It is around the respiratory rhythm center itself, the medulla oblongata, followed by aortic arch and carotid arteries. What are their locations? Their locations, they are in the heart. Right? They are in the heart. You see this arch, as the blood is being pumped from the left ventricle. So you make an arch here, right? So that after that, the blood is being supplied. To the body parts. You see two branches arising from this arch. So these you call them as the carotid arteries. This aortic arch and this carotid arteries have sensitivity towards these two chemicals, that is CO2 and H plus ions. Whenever there is significant increase in these, we have seen in our previous class when I was explaining, the transportation of CO2, increase in CO2 concentration, increase in H plus ion concentration leads to decrease in the pH of the blood. That means whenever there is reduction in the blood, in the pH of the blood, not in the blood, in the pH of the blood, and that will be detected. Okay. Now you can see this flow of information to clearly indicate how the process of this breathing is being regulated. All these gases are transported in the blood. So that is why the blood pH, the normal blood pH, when it is maintained at the homeostasis. Homeostasis means the stability, the constancy that is being maintained in the body is called as homeostasis. Say for example, the body temperature, that is 7 degrees centigrade. Blood pH, that is 7.0 to a maximum of 7.4. It is slightly basic pH, isn't it? That is the blood pH. And if there is any disturbance to the blood pH, that means if it is lowered, right? If the blood pH is lowered, so why will it be lowered? Is because of the increased activity in the tissues. Why will there be increased activity in the tissues? Say for example, in cases such as exercising, right? If you are exercising, or any physical activity, hard physical labor that you do. There are some industries, some people do hard physical labor. A sudden increase, you are running, right? So in such a situation, more of CO2 or more of lactic acid, more of this H plus ions, when it is being converted into carbonic acid, and again the dissociation into bicarbonates. We have seen all the story in our previous class, isn't it? How these H plus ions are being produced. And we have seen it, and as a result of that, if there is reduction in the blood pH, and that will be detected here. That will be detected in the where? In the aortic arch and as well as carotid arteries. That will be detected here because reduction has taken place because of the exercising. There is significant increase in the concentration of CO2 and H plus ion, that is where the blood pH has been lowered. Now, this change will also be detected by the rhythm center. How will it be detected is, because of the change in the pH of cerebrospinal fluid. We have these ventricles. In the brain. You see, there is that fourth ventricle that is present in the medulla oblongata. If you recall, the ventricles of the brain, the cavities of the brain. In this cavity, we have this fluid circulating. That is cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid is nothing but, the plasma of the blood itself. And if there is change there, that means change in the pH there, that will also be detected. By the chemosensitive area that is present in the medulla oblongata. Right? So these changes that are there is being detected at the two locations. One is at the heart, in the aortic arteries, and in the carotid arteries, and as well they are detected by the rhythm, by the chemosensitive area which is present right close to the rhythm center, which is present in the medulla oblongata. Isn't it? As a result of that, now this medulla oblongata, in coordination with the pons, directs the thoracic cavity to alter the breathing. So why will it do it? How does it do it? We all know the thoracic cavity, how it is housed, right? How it is housed. Dorsally we have vertebral column. Laterally we have ribs, and on the lower side we have, the diaphragm. On the lower side we have the diaphragm. All these set of muscles are directed to increase the rate of breathing, right? Decrease the duration. So if you decrease the duration, you can increase this rate of breathing. What is the meaning of increasing the rate of breathing? It simply means that instead of 12 to 16 times, you're gonna be breathing for more number of times, right? So what does that mean? If you're breathing more number of times, you're gonna be bringing in more of oxygen. You're gonna be sending out more of CO2 out. Yes, you would bring in more of oxygen and you would eliminate more of CO2. Now what you are doing? You are eliminating CO2 and others, that means H plus ions which are not needed. As a result of that, blood pH now is increased. That means restored. It's restored to the normal homeostasis condition. So that is how the breathing is being regulated. For the breathing regulation, the gas which plays a major important role. So for example, increased amount of carbon dioxide will alter the breathing. I will give a statement, right? Increased amount of oxygen will alter the breathing. Obviously no, right? So that doesn't affect anything. The breathing will be normal. All the cells are supplied with a sufficient amount of oxygen. They're very happy with the oxygen. They don't have a problem there because it's not harmful gas. But if there is an increased amount of CO2, right, there is a problem, right? So increased amount of CO2 will trigger the function of the thoracic cavity, because the direction is coming from the medulla oblongata and the pons. These two centers are very important for the regulation of breathing, right? So how will they be activated? Is they will be activated as a result of this increased concentration. of CO2 and H plus. And if they are increasing, blood pH will decrease. That means the blood will increasingly become acidic. The acidic blood will trigger the two centers that we have here, and they direct the thoracic cavity to alter the breathing. As a result of the breathing rate will increase, and as a result of that, more of oxygen will be brought in and CO2 will be sent out, and homeostatic condition is restored in the body. Okay, so that is our overall picture relates to the regulation of breathing. This is one more important area in your NEET standpoint. The questions that are related is, where is respiratory rhythm center? Where is pneumatox center? What is the location of chemosensitive area? Medulla oblongata closed, right? So chemosensitive area close to rhythm center, and aortic arch and carotid arteries, which are present in the heart. And you should know the physiological conditions here. So how the lower blood, that means lower blood pH, will trigger the functions of the the medulla oblongata and pons. Subsequently, how it regulates the thoracic cavity, and how the breathing will be increased, how the CO2 will be eliminated, and oxygen will be brought in by the process of breathing. Okay, so these are the aspects related to regulation of breathing. Hopefully we are clear, and we are left with one more class relates to the breathing and exchange of gases, that is disorders, and we shall be discussing the disorders as well. So thanks, we'll wrap up this segment here. Thank you, and we shall see the disorders in our next segment. Okay, thanks a lot.